Welcome back to the Emely Stardust Show. I'm on my period and I'm dying. The pain that I'm feeling as I'm recording this right now. Man, it took me some breath work actually to be able to do this right now. And it's the second attempt. The first one I gave up because I died. And here we are again. So yeah, maybe let's talk about exactly that. Because what does the period, like that phase of the cycle for a woman, actually mean? It means winter, internal winter. So yeah, it's really, even though I'm in Barcelona, I would still say I can feel the winter. It's winter outside, it's winter inside, it is winter solstice today. So it's the longest night, even. Like it's the darkest moment, the time that we have the the littlest daylight. Man. So yeah, it's super curious that my period even falls to this new moon that just passed and also to this solstice. Like, winter is to slow down and do introspection, reflect, regenerate your forces. And the same with the period, so that we can have a full cycle again, ovulation, summer. And it's in my body, it's in my life, it's just everywhere. Winter solstice is something that has been celebrated for a very long time as the return of the light, which is kind of a powerful moment, even if you don't see it immediately. The days start to be longer again, slowly, step by step, a little bit more every day. And this is really interesting because being taught or conditioned all my life, even as a German, I would say we are not taught to live in these cycles. We are taught to constantly do, achieve, keep going. And on my return to Barcelona right now, I was forced to go inward. Like the weather wouldn't leave me any other choice. Like the first 3 days or something, it was instant mad rain, but like storm rain, like non-stop. And you could not go out for 2 seconds because you would be soaked. You would be like you jumped into water. Next level rain and grayness. And in Spain, also nobody goes outside if it's raining. Like life just stops. So I was forced to be inside, and on top, having my period pain to an extent. Like now it's bad again, but the first day is always the worst, and I was in a state of suffering. Like even how I'm just sitting here, I feel like I have to hold my uterus safe. I couldn't stand straight. That's how painful it was. I was not meant to stand. I was meant to lay my booty down and do the work that we have to do in the darkness. And the winter solstice specifically has been celebrated by ancient cultures for thousands of years. Like before calendars even existed, people paid attention to the sky and realized darkness growing and then minimizing again and the light coming back. So they would celebrate the moment it stopped to be so dark, right? And these ancient traditions would mark these moments like in a context of sacred pause, maybe, like not as like an excessive crazy party going out there. No, more like a sacred pause. Like I think it really serves as a reminder that even in the darkness, something is already shifting. There's a little step taken every day to reach the light again. Even Christmas was placed by that time, not by accident. If you think about it, no? The birth of light, the rebirth of hope, the idea that something new is born exactly when the night is the longest to bring the light back, if you get it. And what I really love about it is that it doesn't just flood back in. It's not just like the extreme duality of light and dark, like boom, suddenly it's light again. No, it's a slowly a movement that is taking place slowly, quietly, kind of unnoticed. Only someone who pays attention would see it. And that feels very honest to how change actually works. I guess. And yeah, being on my period, surrendering to that right now, like double, not just on the outside, also on the inside. It was so hard for me. In the first place, I think I mentioned before I had a lot of resistance to embrace the winter because it would come with all of that introspection, right? I had plans, I wanted to be productive, I wanted to prepare for my next chapter, get things done. And then all of these factors were just like, nope, sit down with yourself. And if we let go of that conditioning to be so productive all the time and to achieve, to do, and actually go back to natural cycles, like even if you think about it, creation, like a baby has to be formed in the belly. It takes 9 months. You don't just like plop and there's a pre ready made baby already cooked coming out of the belly. Like no, it's a hard work to form this creation, no? Like it's a process. It's not just one moment, it's a whole process. Yeah, this moment was really meant for regeneration for me. And I mean, I could keep naming examples. The gym is the same. You cannot go 8 hours full workout every day and not rest in between. If you don't allow regeneration, you just destroy yourself, right? You have to give the muscles some time to heal, or you rip them apart again in order to grow. Integration, I think, is a beautiful word for it. No? All the crazy stuff that happened in the summer, or in the ovulation phase, if we want to go with the female body, is so important to honor the cycle. Because this is when things integrate, when you sit back or sit down with them and reflect on them, do self observation work, and come back with new forces, like I said already. And I think that's why the darkest night was always sacred. People understood that, right? So I guess when the light returns, we don't have to do everything immediately, It's a slow start to move again, to come back to life, to create and embody everything that you have integrated over the quiet phase. And I can so relate with that, even though I'm here in the darkness, in the pain, even if you want to call it like that, according to the period. I feel movement coming back into my life, you know? Changes, new spaces, maybe even new countries. This time it's not coming from pushing, it comes from the natural process, cycle of life, of nature. Because we don't live in constant summer. We live in cycles. We cannot always act like it's summer every day, especially women. Like everyone has that, also men. Just their cycles are different. Yeah, this is a small reminder to honor them, integrate them into our lifestyles because it's natural. And if we pretend like it's always summer, it is kind of going against nature, don't you think? Let me know what you think. I mean, I'm very open to hear. And right now, to surrender to what is and to honor the winter, the outside and inside winter that I'm experiencing. Yeah, it feels like the most radical thing I can do right now. So, what I have learned from that so far is from the longest night specifically, from embracing darkness, let's say, that rest is not doing nothing. It's not the opposite of movement, it's where clarity is born. It's inevitable if you want to expand. It's a bit cheesy, but it's also very beautiful to embrace that darkness because you know the light is going to come back. And then you get to celebrate that. And then you get to be in the light again. But always know that after the light comes the dark, and after the dark comes the light. And there are so many shades in between, it's a complex topic, but trying to avoid our cyclical nature, it just pushes us further away from our center, further away from who we are, and maybe even makes us sick. because we live so far away from our nature, neglecting who we really are, however that looks like for everyone individually. I would like to invite you, before you move on with your day, listening to this right now, to just sit with this for a moment. Because the winter solstice actually asks us to listen more and to act, to integrate, to plant the seeds, maybe for what is about to come. So maybe today you don't need to do anything really with this episode. And if something did shift while you were listening, a thought, a feeling, a memory, you're very welcome to leave it in the comments and share it with me. Yeah. I hope you have a wonderful longest night and that you can really enjoy every bit of the darkness. And I hope that the light that is returning, I hope it enlightens you in every cell in your body. Okay, this is too cheesy. I cannot say that. Yeah, I hope you're enjoying the darkness so that you can enjoy the light that is returning after. One cannot exist without the other. Nothing new, but sometimes it's nice to be reminded. Okay? Happy winter solstice and Merry Christmas, I guess. Have beautiful holidays. Enjoy the time with the family, friends, whoever you are with. And I send you a really, really warm hug. Thank you so much for listening. And bye bye bye. So much from my side. Emely Stardust!